Hello and welcome to a very exciting theme review brought to you by WordPress Informer. Today we are going to be taking a look at Enfold. Enfold from Cressy is a responsive multi-purpose theme that is suitable for building mainly corporate websites, websites that offer services, websites for restaurants, etc. Essentially, Enfold is geared towards page-based websites. Here is the classic Enfold theme setup, a fairly typical looking corporate site. You've got the menu at the top, slider just below and various sections below that, and the footer. Next is the small business demo. You'll notice right away that this demo uses a flat design. The menu at the top is transparent and each page has its own header, with main content sections just below. We have the photography portfolio demo next. Now this setup is geared more towards a post-based website, and as you can see there are portfolio items as well as blog posts. The next demo is again geared towards corporate page-based websites. In this case it's a website for a restaurant. You have a semi-transparent header at the top, and as you scroll down the menu turns white. Although not quite 100% opaque, you can still see stuff behind it. Main content sections are just below the slider, then we have the footer. The fifth demo included with Enfold is again geared towards a page-based website. Now the difference between this one and the previous restaurant theme is this demo is a one-page website. If we click on the menu, instead of going to another page, we just scroll down to that particular section, and as you can see, everything on the menu links to a different section, but the sections are all on the same page. The next demo is a classic blogging layout, and as you probably would have guessed by now, this style is geared towards post-based websites. You have the menu at the top and blog entries on the homepage. The last demo included with Enfold is the coming soon landing page. You have custom title and content, a countdown to whatever you'd like, and a form at the bottom for people who want to keep an eye out on the launch. The installation for Enfold is pretty standard. Either upload and install from the admin dashboard, or you can manually upload via FTP. In terms of demo content, you can import it straight from the theme control panel, so you don't need to manually import the XML files using the importer. Let's have a look at the theme control panel. The Enfold control panel is split into several tabs. First, we'll look at the theme options tab. Front page settings is pretty much the reading options you'll find in the WordPress settings. You can select a front page and a blog page. You can upload logo and favorite icons. You can choose website fonts as well as activate or deactivate automated schema.org markup. Lightbox is included by default. If you want to use your own, uncheck this option. And of course, if you have a Google Analytics tracking code, paste it in here. The General Layout tab allows you to control the overall layout of your website. You can select whether you'd like it to be boxed or full width. You can choose whether the menu will be rendered at the top, left, or right. Choosing left or right will enable additional options. In the Dimensions subpanel, you can turn on or off the responsiveness, specify a pixel value for the width of your website, and select the combination ratio and width for the content and sidebar. In general styling, there are several predefined color schemes for you to choose from. You can also customize styling depending on your preferences. The subpanels will show which areas you can customize, and within each subpanel, there are additional customization options. If you have any custom CSS you'd like to insert, you can paste it in here. Advanced styling lets you customize separate elements for your website, including how Enfold renders tags, headings, menus, and miscellaneous items. The Header tab governs how your site combines and renders the elements in the header. You can select the menu and logo position, header size, as well as the display behavior of title and breadcrumbs. In the subpanels, you can enable sticky and shrinking header, as well as toggling the logo and menu behavior. You can enable or disable the search function in the menu. You can enable or disable social icons in the header, enable or disable the secondary menu, as well as the extra information field. If you'd like transparency with your header, you can upload a logo and set the transparency color here. You can also select the render behavior of menus when it's viewed on mobile. You can specify default sidebar positions for the content on your website. Keep in mind that this is just a fallback option, meaning if you manually select sidebar positions in your posts and pages, then that setting will override this default setting. You can choose whether sidebars will be rendered on smartphones, as well as if a sidebar listing the parent page and all nested pages will be displayed if you are viewing a nested page. Enfold comes with custom sidebar capabilities built in and can be created in the widget settings. You have various footer options, what you want to display, the number of columns, a copyright message, as well as social icons. You can specify a style for your blog page, as well as display options for single posts. You can include or exclude various meta information in your blog, as well as specify social media share links at the bottom of your posts. This is where you configure your social profiles. To add a new social profile, click on the plus. To delete, click the X. Remember, if you enabled social icons in the header and footer, you need to configure it here before it'll work properly. You can also import demo content in this tab, and as you've seen before, there are various demos you can choose to import. Import and Export tab allows you to export or import theme settings, as well as upload icon font packages. Last but not least, to make updating Enfold easier, you can enter your ThemeForest username and API key, and once it's validated, it'll enable one-click update of this theme. Enfold comes with several custom widgets, including advertising area, combo widget, Facebook like box, Google Maps widget, latest news, latest portfolio, and RSS and Twitter widget. In terms of widget areas, sidebars for blog and pages are already set up, as well as footer areas. You can add custom widget areas here. The post creation interface for Enfold is fairly standard. You have the title and editor fields and the usual panels. Something of note here is the layout panel that this theme adds. Enfold will enable you to choose the sidebar position for this post. You can choose footer and title bar settings, as well as setting the transparency behavior for the header. The page creation interface is similar to the post interface, however this is where the true power of Enfold really comes in. It's Avia or Avia depending on where you are in the world. Layout Builder is extremely powerful. You can build absolutely stunning pages with this, and we'll go over it later in the video. Of course, the layout panel is also here, which we went over earlier. Enfold has an absolutely staggering amount of features. However, the first notable feature we are going to look at is the mega menu system. I've already created a few items here. To enable mega menu, simply expand the item you'd like to act as a mega menu, then check the box. Any child items under the mega menu will be the menu header, and any grandchild items will be displayed under the header. Let me demonstrate. I'll first organize these into the order I'd like, then I'll save and view the site. As you can see, when I hover over mega menu, child items are displayed as headers and grandchild items are displayed under the headers. The second notable feature is the Avia Page Builder. To activate the Page Builder, simply click the button. When you activate the Avia framework, all elements are separated into 3 tabs. In the Layout tab, you have column width sections you can select, as well as a full width color section and grid row. Content elements contain various common elements like the icon list, buttons, tabs, call to action box, post sliders, etc. In the Media tab, you can insert images, videos, accordions, Google Map elements, and so on. To insert an element, simply drag and drop or click on it. You can customize an element by clicking Edit. I won't go too deeply into this feature as there are quite a lot of elements. Enfold also supports WooCommerce and bbPress, so if you're wanting to build a e-commerce website or start a community, Enfold could work for you. The learning curve for Enfold isn't too bad. The theme control panel is clearly and logically laid out, so when something goes wrong, it's fairly easy to problem solve. Enfold offers a good depth of features, but not to the point where it's complicated and several settings may affect one element, so it's a good choice even if you are a beginner. Enfold is very well documented. The download package includes a link to the official documentation, and there you can find downloads, videos, tutorials, an FAQ section, as well as code snippets. Support for Enfold is generally good, although response times may be a bit slower due to the amount of help requests. In terms of value-added items, when you purchase Enfold, you get a whole heap of PSD files that you can customize, which in my opinion is pretty generous. I've been following Enfold since its infancy, and I must say I am extremely impressed with the updates Cressy and his team roll out. Bug fixes happen fairly quickly, and new features are added regularly. Things I like about Enfold is its overall aesthetics, the versatility of the theme, the huge amount of features it provides, as well as the Avia page builder. Personally, the Avia page builder was a huge selling point for me. In fact, the main reason why I bought Enfold was because of it. After having used the Avia framework, I really do think it's better than some plugins out there that offer the same functionalities. Enfold is a very good theme, but there are some downsides and hopefully they can be looked at by Cressy and his team. First is the blog layout. No matter which layout you choose, it just doesn't look modern or pretty. Let's have a look at the grid layout. Now, I'm not trying to be mean, but this just doesn't look pretty at all compared to other themes. Second is the lack of integration with post formats. Here is a quote post format. The quote is displayed okay, but there is a grey thumbnail beside the post. This doesn't look good. Perhaps a better way would be to not render the thumbnail at all and just have the quote. The same goes with the link format. This post has the gallery format. Now again, the gallery displays fine, but I would have thought the thumbnail would be an image from the actual gallery instead of a grey thumbnail. Same goes with video post formats. Perhaps this is caused by a featured image not being set in these posts. However, most modern themes now will actually extract a frame or image from the post content and display it as a thumbnail. It's worth noting that this problem only exists on certain blog layouts, so that's something probably worth looking into by Cressy. Third is the lack of customizations on sidebars. This is a typical sidebar within Enfold and it's looking pretty plain. Perhaps a background for the widget titles or some sort of layout adjustments would be good. If you're looking to build a page-based website for your business, restaurant, sports team, and so on, this would be a good theme for you. The excellent features, documentation, and support of Enfold will be well worth your money. The Avia page builder is an absolute pleasure to use, and I would actually rate it better than some of the plugins out there that were specifically designed to do the same job. However, if you're looking to build a news website, an online magazine, or even just a blog, Enfold is probably not the best choice. As mentioned before, the way Enfold displays posts is not modern or pretty, and this is part of the reason why I think this theme would look better on page-based websites. I think so much emphasis has been on building really stunning pages with Enfold that posts sort of got overlooked in the process. Taking all of the above into consideration, I rate Enfold a solid 8 out of 10, and it's well worth the $58 price tag. Hopefully this has been helpful. Stay tuned for more content, and I'll see you next time.